Death equals delete. No teleporters. Fresh character. And fresh seed map. Let's give hardcore Valheim a true test and see how far we can get. Let's go ahead and gather those precious starting materials, stone, wood, get our tools up and running, even get a chance to throw some hands with a grayling off the bat. Second order of business, we want to mess with our keybinds a little. I don't like having use on E. I like to have it on 5 because I got the MMO mouse. I think everything else is pretty solid though, the way it comes. Let's go ahead and get our stone axe and club crafted. Now we can explore, check out the map around us, see what we're working with. Come up across our first patch of raspberries. Let's eat some of those. I also forgot I need to remove the raven hints. Those are annoying. Then we find a deer, cheese it with the water, and go ahead and just melee it down. First look at the map. It looks like the elk boss is across the water channel here, so I'm gonna have to try to find a spot where I can cross over. And that's probably where I'll look to start building my first base here. Find a nice little, somewhat narrow spot to go ahead and cross. Hit a little sprint jump. Try our best to get across without running out of stamina and then just losing full HP. I'm gonna go ahead and travel inland now more. My idea is to just stay around the elk boss and try to find the Black Forest. And I want to build a base somewhat near the Black Forest. That way I can, shovel resources to my base without having to be so far away from the Black Forest. I always like to be just on the edge of the Black Forest when I create a base. So we just keep traveling, exploring, gathering. That way when we do plop down and make a base, we'll have some decent resources to get ourselves going here. The early game is always really fun. I like exploring, getting new seeds and seeing what they're about. So as we get to about here on the map, we travel inland, we do find a mountain, we find the snow biome. So we're gonna go ahead and mark that off and come back to it later when we have the gear for it. After traveling into the night, I did stumble across this little hut. We're gonna make it our base for tonight. As you can see, our inventory is pretty nice. I gathered 30 flint, some hide, some meat. We're gonna go ahead and drop down our crafting bench in here. First thing we wanna make is a spear and a flint axe. Then we go ahead and make a fire, cook up the meat, and since we're not going to stay here, we'll go ahead and dismantle it, take the supplies with us. We'll also take the free wood and dismantle our little hut. New day, let's take a look at the map. We did some solid exploring, but we got to keep moving. And when we do find the Black Forest, now we need to start thinking about a base. Inventory's looking pretty solid. Got plenty of wood. So we're going to go ahead and find a nice spot, drop down a workbench with a small roof, repair everything, and then go ahead and flatten out the ground and prepare ourselves a little mountainside base. Now the good thing about being on the top of a mountain is you can just shove trees down the mountain, have them bang into each other, and then just smash them all down together for efficient wood cutting. Pretty simple. After putting the final touches on the roof, I think I did a pretty good job for a nice small efficient base. Got good smoke flow. On the inside we just got a bench with 3 chests, one for resources, the other for food, and the third one for just like miscellaneous stuff. Now the shitty part about being on a mountain is the elevation, having to go up and down. So we decided to make like a little makeshift path, kind of zigzag my way up to my house. Aesthetically looks nice, can be kind of annoying to traverse, but definitely necessary. Now we go ahead and drop the chopping block so we can upgrade our workbench. Go ahead and craft a bow, about 80 arrows. Next we want to upgrade our spear, sort out our chests, and then go ahead and head out on our first adventure, collect some resources, kill deer. After about an hour, I return to my cribbo. Pretty fat little inventory going. We got deer meat, deer hide, another beehive, a bunch of wood, and the deer heads I need. So we're going to go ahead and drop the beehives. Then we go ahead and upgrade our bow, craft some leather pants, leather helmet, and then a butt ton of arrows as we get ready for the first boss, so we can get our pickaxe. Let's get a fresh day before we go take down the boss. We're going to run triple meat for as much health as we can get. We got 114 HP, which is pretty solid. This boss is pretty simple. If you got a bunch of arrows and enough durability on your bow, you can kind of just kite him around, use the rocks, and stay away from his melee. He drops pretty easily, not much of a challenge. Let's do a quick map update. The starting zone is northwest across the water from where I am now at the elk boss. My base is down south, and the Black Forest is south of my base. I'm hoping it's sizable and has some caves and stuff so I can get some cores. I did venture up north. As you can see, I went to the tip of the island and decided to double back, and the snow biome is actually just on the east side of where the elk boss is. And on my way home, I found a big old berry patch, which was nice, so we marked that on the map. And when we get home, we decide to throw some stuff we don't need off the cliff. And then I decide to just grab the wood and some extra so I can make my antler pickaxe. With this, I can finally do some mining. Since I don't need the other antlers, we're going to go ahead and just chuck those off the cliff as well. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. This is episode 1 of the Valheim Hardcore Adventure. See you guys on episode 2.